Shalom, shalom, Akim. All right, first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahawah, Ba'ashem, YAHAWASHI, Ba'ashem, Wakar Kwadash, Barakathum, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and that taught me this truth, and salutations out there to the hopeful elect, the brothers that are putting this work diligently, sincerely, and truthfully. To you, I like to say shalom. All right, I'm just in the spirit. All right, the lesson is going to be YAHAWASHI and us versus Esau and the world. Okay, we are supposed to be set apart from the world. We ain't supposed to fit in with the world, Hakim, but you got to do a great job of acting like you love the world. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be wise in your hatred. You have to be wise in your wisdom. Okay, you have to be wise in your knowledge. Okay, you have to be wise as a man that does this truth and knows this knowledge. Okay, you're supposed to be like Superman, but you're supposed to act like Clark Kent. Okay, nobody knew he was Superman. He was on the low with it. So not everybody has to know that you go out and do the work. Not everybody has to know that you're a Hebrew Israelite. Not everybody has to know, all right, the pearls of this thing, man. All right, sometimes the best things are kept untalked about. Best things aren't posted or talked about or bragged about or spoken about. Okay, now I say that to say, don't put yourself out of position because it is truth. Don't play yourself out of position. Okay, don't go and fuck yourself up more than what it already is fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, you don't gotta post your truth all on your Instagram page and Twitter, and it got your profile on it, it got your address, it got your date of birth. Okay, it's 2023. It don't take but so long, and it's pretty easy to identify who you are. Shit, some people can even look up your social security. They can even find your address. They can find out where you work, so on and so forth. So when you're doing this truth, you have to use wisdom. Okay? Or it's going to keep being hard for you and get harder for you, and you just complain about it being hard. No, you're making it hard. This whole point of knowing the truth is to make your life easier. You've been bestowed with with out of this world wisdom and knowledge. So how would that not be to your advantage? Some of y'all, it's at a disadvantage because you don't know how to maneuver in this truth. Okay? You've been blaming the Lord, chastising you and putting you all these through these adversities and trials and tribulations. But to be honest, it's yourself putting yourself through it. Okay? You're making it harder. You're making it easier for Esau, but harder for you. All right? We're not supposed to be friends of the world, according to James 4:4. We know that. But you have to know how to use the wisdom. You got to know what people to speak to, what people not to speak to, how to post, when not to post, what not to post. Otherwise, this truth will be used against you for wrong, rather than being used for you for good. Okay, so just be wise about what you're sharing. Everybody in the world doesn't need to know that you're a Hebrew Israelite and you go out to the highways and byways every weekend and you do the work. Okay, everybody doesn't need to know that, man. All right, you just making it harder on yourself, and you making people hate you even more, and more people even hate you. All right, because we know they're going to hate us for the truth's sake, and that's what we walk in embody. We walk in this truth. We walk with YAHAWASHI. Okay, so I say that to just say be more wise when talking and when doing this truth. Put yourself in a better position and not in a worse position. Okay, and you control that. Okay, by what you post, by what you say, who you tell, so on and so forth. All right, just be wise. All right, but it's us and YAHAWASHI, or Salakia, it's YAHAWASHI and us Israelites. First and foremost, the elect, the 144,000, Lord willing, we be of that number. We're striving to be, at least, you know. And Esau, the so-called white man in this world. All right. 2nd Ezra 6:9 says Esau is the end, but Jacob is the beginning of he that believeth. Esau being the so-called white man, his kingdom is about to be done. and Jacob, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, your kingdom is about to get started. And it will be an everlasting kingdom. All right? It will be no end. Okay? So we just got to get over this world, get past this society, this rulership, and we are in our rulership. All right? But it ain't going to come at an easy cost. It ain't going to come at as an easy thing. To overcome the world is hard, man. Shit, we got to try and still overcome the flesh. So then we got to overcome the world. We got to overcome our own flesh. We got to overcome the world. We got to overcome demons. We got to overcome little problems that we associate and that we deal with on a daily. You know, we got to pay bills. We're subject under payments from our enemies. Okay? Nobody said it was going to be easy, though. All right? And if you come into this truth, understand what you're getting yourself into. All right? For you younger brothers and sisters that maybe are inquiring, all right? Understand that this truth, all right? It ain't easy as you may think it is or you may seem like it is. All right? Brothers ain't telling you the whole thing about how this shit really go down, man. This shit is depressing. All right? It makes you angry because the more you increase in wisdom, the more that you're just in an uproar and angry about the society and how it's run and the people's minds and their expectations and obligations of you as a man, but you don't live that way because you don't live for the world. So your expectations and obligations for you, according to the scriptures, will be way different than someone's expectations and obligations that someone that believes a man should be like that according to Esau's way. And it's just a whole bunch of confusion. That's why really when you come into this truth, man, you kind of dissociate yourself with everybody, bro. Like that's what I have done. You know, I just kind of hang out with my kids, my family, bro. I don't really hang out with people no more, man. I go to work, I work out, I eat good, you know. But you don't really catch me chilling, hanging out with the homeboys, you know, chilling with the guys, you know. There's nothing wrong if you do that, but, you know, the topic of conversation isn't really spiritual. It's really carnal, you know. So when you come into this truth, understand that you're gonna have to probably cut a lot of people off for your peace, for your mind's sake. Otherwise, it'll just be more and more frustrating and fucking aggravating hanging around worldly people to hear them keep talking about 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now and they make jokes about things that you take serious. You know? You're going to have to disassociate yourself from people like that, man. All right? And it's not no hatred. It's still love, but, you know, our paths don't align. We ain't focused on the same thing. You focus on this world. I'm focused on the world to come. You know? You focus on being rich here. I'm focused on being a man of value and of the 144 in the kingdom to come. You worried about driving nice cars here. I'm worried about riding in a chariot. You're worried about having a nice 4, 5, 6 bedroom house with a pool and a big backyard. I'm worried about owning planets. You know? Like our mindsets don't align. We're not on the same type of time. We're not on the same frequency. We're not on the same vibration. So understand that, brothers, when you come into this truth, man, you got to cut a lot of shit off. But that's going to make you stronger. It's going to make you better. It's going to make you who you were meant to be. Because a lot of these people in our lives, man, they're there to hold us back. They're there to hold you back. They're not very little people come into your life to level you up, to help you out, you know? And you got to cherish those people because it's rare. And that's the brothers of that are in this truth. They're brothers of like mind, of like mindsets, okay? Be around brothers that are in this truth, that are doing this work, that read the scriptures, that know the truth, okay? Those are the brothers you want to associate yourself with, okay? Prove a friend. Don't just sit there and accept a brother just because he believes he's an Israelite. You know, that's not enough, you know, especially when you get to a certain level in this truth and you've been in it for a good amount. Just saying you're an Israelite isn't enough for brothers like myself. You know, I don't think you're proven yet. Just because, you know, you call yourself an Israelite doesn't really mean too much. And when you've been in this truth for a long time, you'll know what I mean by that, okay? But I say that to say, I understand that everything that could be against you is against you. It's really us versus the world. And who runs the world is Esau, okay? So you have to take everything that we're learning and apply it. People say knowledge is power. That's not true. Wisdom is power. Because knowledge is just what you know, but wisdom is what you can apply. And scriptures say with all things, get it for understanding. But you have to understand this truth. When to apply it, how to apply it, when not to apply it, when not to speak, when to hold your tongue, when to speak. Okay, the scriptures is very keen on, you know, being wise with your words and understanding that your mouth has life, has the, you know, can speak life or death. Is in the tongue. And that's a very, very important thing. Okay? Scriptures say only a fool utters everything on his mind. You know? You just babbling out the mouth based off your emotions and feelings. And I used to be like that when I was younger. You know? For sure, for sure. But I've gotten a lot better on just learning when to shut up. And learning when to speak and when not to speak. And everything doesn't require a constant back and forth, or everything doesn't even require a reply. You know, you don't have to reply to fucking everything just because someone had tagged you on something, or now you're fucking having a debate on Facebook. If you're still having debates on fucking Twitter and fucking Facebook and Instagram with people about this truth, I get it if you're edifying a brother. But if it turns into an argument and it turns into personal attacks and things of that nature, you know, and I've been a part of those things myself when I was younger. I think that's why the Lord had kicked me off Twitter, because, man, was I heated when I seen some bullshit about 5-6 years ago. I was in my young 20s. But, you know, I would just see some bullshit and just start attacking everybody. You gonna die. You don't know the names. You ain't doing the work. You gonna die, nigga. You gonna, you know, that's a little off, man. Although it might have been true, I didn't have to say those things. I could have been better, you know. And I look back now, and I'm glad I can look back and be like, I've learned. You know, I've become smarter. I've become wiser. I'm understanding the scriptures more, and it's understanding the scripture more isn't about knowing more breakdowns or knowing more precepts, all right, or doing more videos or going out in the highways more. Understanding the scriptures is really is basic as to learn when to apply it and learn when not to apply it. It's that simple, because it can help your life out or it can hurt your life, depending on how you use it or when you use it. And like I said, this truth is meant to be to our advantage. So use it as such. Okay? So with that, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, YAHAWASHI, Bahashim, Kokodash, Rakathum, and double honors unto the elders and apostles of the great millstone who rule well and that taught me this truth. Salutations out there to the hopeful elect, the brothers that are putting in this work diligently, sincerely, and truthfully. To you, I like to say, Shalom.